Yeah, I got you on my mind. Merry Christmas from a distance.
Evening. Sorry, I just breathed in under.
Are you alright? Just do you breathe instead of blow?
Yeah, no. Right, try that again. Evening. It's 8 o'clock on a Sunday. Regular crowd shuffles out. There's an old man sitting next to me. Tastes tonic and I said, "Son, can you play me a melody? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it sounded sweet and I knew it complete. And now for a younger man's tone. La, la, la,
Is this take 3?
This is what's called going all very well. Forgot to turn the mic on.
Oh dear. I do apologise, everyone.
I tell you, this operation has messed with my mind.
They only went down. They didn't go up to the brain, did they?
Right, what happened? So,
Third verse.
la 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 la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. Now John at the bar, he's a friend of mine. He gets me my drinks for free. And he's quick with a joke, why he'll light up your smoke. But there's some place that he'd rather be. He said, "Son, I believe this is killing me." As the smile ran away from his face. Oh, I know I could be a big movie star if I could get out of this place. La 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 la. La 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 la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. Have it, Mike. Now, Paul, he's a real estate novelist who never had time for a wife. And he's talking with Davy, who's still in the Navy, and probably will be for life. And the waitress is practicing politics as the businessmen, they slowly get stoned. Where they're sharing a drink they call loneliness, but it's better than drinking alone. La 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 la. La 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 la. Sing us a song. pretty good crowd for a Sunday. It is, isn't it? Are they out there?
They are out there.
Are they enjoying it so far? In the award-winning,
Yes, in the award-winning show.
BBC award-winning show.
Absolutely.
Yes, folks, we
I'm
won,
not
just
sure
in case you
with
didn't know.
4 takes to start the first song, whether or not
No,
it'd be
that wasn't
award-winning.
award-winning, was it? That was like
But it
award-losing.
was funny. But it was funny.
Yeah, okay, well, let's hope they don't kind of tune in tonight. But they tuned in and they went, we won. It was a big drum roll, and then the singer from Steps announced it.
Claire Richards.
Claire Richards. Well, you remember, I didn't even know who Steps
Tragedy.
was. I didn't even, was it? Let's have a look. Go on.
No,
What is
no,
it?
so that's
Come on,
it.
no.
No.
A Star is Born, ladies and gentlemen. A Star is Born.
No,
Those of
you're
you who got the
halfway
new
through.
album.
You are halfway through.
And there she is, A Star is Born, all right? She's on tour already. She's got the tour bus, she's got Suvia on the side. There's a little trailer on the back that says, with JV. And am I bitter and twisted? Yeah, right I am. Michael Cooper and all of you people going, oh, it's Sue, oh, Sue. That's a pretty good crowd for a Sunday.
Ta-da.
Apart from the crawlers and the creepers. And the manager, well, she
gives you a
musters
smile.
up a smile because she's got a bad neck. She's had a stiff neck. It's all those parcels she's
Picking
been
up all those
sending out.
parcels.
Because she knows, it doesn't matter that she's got one song on an album, she knows that it's me. Let's all do that together, shall we? She knows that it's me, because she knows that it's me. She knows that it's me. Oh, she knows that it's me. Funny, you want to sing that one? She knows that it's me they've been coming to see, to forget about life for a while. And the piano, it sounds like a carnival, and the microphone, it smells like a beer. And they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar. I say, man, what are you doing here? La 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 la. La 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 la. Sing us a song, you the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. As the G major chord fades on the award-winning JV Live from the Steinway Room with Sue,
Yay!
we say good evening to you
Good
all.
evening. Good evening. Lovely to see you all. Lovely to see some new faces in here tonight. So thank you for joining us. That's
We've got some new
marvellous.
people.
We've got some new
Yeah,
faces
and I'm just
tonight.
sorry about the beginning. We don't normally, we're not that bad.
It doesn't normally take 8 minutes to do the opening song.
on a 5-minute song, I've just
Yes,
taken 8
that's right.
minutes. I blame Sue for this. I blame a lot. I blame Michael Cooper in particular for the business and twisted. I've gone for counselling this very week. I haven't even had much time to do it, but the reviews have come in, and we're gonna read some of the
Yes,
reviews. You're
later
gonna
on
you're
we
gonna
will.
find them,
Yes.
and we're gonna read some of the reviews out for you. But thank you for all those
Thank you.
who've done that. I just look. I thought I'd start the show because those of you who know that I've had the line put in for my dialysis here. I don't want to show it. It's too disgusting. I've got two little things that horrible. It's like the Barnet Man. It's Steve Austin. Gentlemen, we can rebuild him.
I think it's more like a Borg, actually.
Technology. The Borg, yes. Well,
Star
Sam
Trek.
thinks it's Star Trek. Yeah, we are very Star
Yes,
Trekian.
very Star Trek.
But however, I know many of you were very concerned about the me over singing and doing too much and all of that. And so what we did, and I took it on board because I think actually I do get tired. There's no doubt. I've got to go for the for dialysis tomorrow morning.
At
Get
8
up at
o'clock.
6, and so it's quite an early start, and then it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I took your advice, and what we did was we recorded a version of "Oh Holy Night" because I thought actually you deserve. Well, I just wanted to see whether it had affected my voice. I don't know whether it has or not. What I want you to do, I want you just to sit back and just luxuriate in this next about 4 or 5 minutes, where you can just tell me, give me your feedback on what you feel that my voice has been doing.
I don't think it's affected your voice at all.
You know,
I think
it's been
you're
fine.
Yeah,
It's
but
fine.
let them listen.
Let them decide. So here it is.
Okay.
Here it is, the first of some clips tonight.
Oh, holy night, stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error high, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoicing, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angels' voices. Oh, night divine. Oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine. Oh, night divine. When Christ was born, oh, night divine, oh, night divine. You know it was divine night. Oh, night divine.
Back on? Yes. So I hope you found that to be both helpful and a great inspiration.
Moving.
It's very moving. Sorry. I heard it about 5 years ago, and I played it to the choir just before we were about to do the Rutter version of 78-piece choir, And I played this to them in the first rehearsal. And I said, everybody, and I'm very serious. If anybody knows me in rehearsals, I'm terribly, terribly serious and very straight down the line. And I played this to them, and people were just crying, as I was the first time. My mother said, "Don't be nasty, it's quite a nice sound."
He's trying his best.
So, Mum, that's not good enough, all right? I just had to do it to you all. Here we go. Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of the dear Saviour's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till He appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, or hear the angel voices, or night divine, oh night, when Christ was born. Oh night divine, oh night divine. Led by the light of faith serenely beaming, with glowing hearts by His cradle we stand. So led by light of the stars so sweetly gleaming, there came the wise men from out the Orient land. The King of Kings lay thus in lowly manger, in all our trials, born to be a friend. He knows our need, to our weakness He's no stranger. Behold your King, before Him lowly bend. Behold your King, before Him lowly bend. Truly He taught us to love one another. His Lord is love, and His gospel is peace. Chains shall He break, for the slave is our brother, and in His name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we, let all within us praise His holy name. Christ is the Lord, and ever the praise we
Well, that was beautiful. Even more so beautiful by comparison.
It's all by comparison, isn't it?
Yes.
Was it by comparison? Now, here we go. I'm gonna phone a friend now.
Phone a friend.
Okay, here we
Could
go.
it be you?
Well,
stand back.
unmute it.
I've unmuted it.
Hello?
Hello, John.
Hello?
Hello, John. It's Johnny Vera.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, mate. Can you hear me?
I can.
You can. John, how
Where's
are you?
my CD?
John, we love you, all right?
Where is my CD?
Yeah, and then, you know,
Deliberately
mate,
not sent it.
you know what? Sue, pass it to me over here. Pass me the one. Come on, pass it over here. Because I just want to show you, John, okay? Just here it is. Can you won't be able to see me, but everybody, this is the CD that John should have in his hands. And the only person, really, no, not the only person, but one of the people who should have got it first, he hasn't got it.
Sorry, John.
John, where do you live?
Liverpool.
Oh, well, that's the problem.
Well, that's the problem. If you lived in Surrey, then you would have got it, you know? So, John, how bitter and twisted are you actually?
It's driving me absolutely mad seeing all these Facebook posts with people saying how wonderful this CD is, and I haven't even got mine yet.
Do you know that you actually, people who are not part of the Facebook group, they didn't see what John Dick wrote to you about, you know, he wrote all these things about, he wrote all the titles, and he put it into one long,
very clever.
long clever thing. I just wanted to phone you and say, John, you are the most patient and wonderful member of this community, and we know life is a little bit tough at the moment for you. And it's been really tough up there, hasn't it?
It has. It has.
Tell us what you've been doing over these last few weeks.
Well, I mean, I suffer from depression at the best of times, and this lockdown and not being able to see your family the same and working from home and everything else, it has taken its toll on me, to be honest with you. But I bought an indoor cycling thing, so I do a lot of indoor cycling in the garage now. And I've always been into my cycling, but I don't tend to do very much over the winter.
No.
But this is actually helping my mental health a great deal, actually.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. You know, I've been rowing, and it's more or less the same for me. It's you know, it helps me, and I thank Kieran Doran out there who's lent me his machine. It does help you to focus on something else, doesn't it?
It does. And I also think that this wonderful JB community and the love and the support and all the messages that go on Facebook are extremely helpful. You know, there's an awful lot of people listening tonight who I don't know personally. I've never met them. I don't know what they look like, but they've posted messages of support and love and kindness, just saying they're praying for me and they're thinking of me, and that means the world to me, John. It really does.
Well, what's very interesting, John, is how you've become a real object of affection for people, so that you know this. This community exists on the basis of kindness, okay? It's not a church. It doesn't try to be a church. It does some things that a church does, but it's not a church. But what it tries to do with simple humanity and grace and charm and kindness, it tries to draw close to people like you and to me. You know, I've had it. You know, I suffer from depression as well. You know that, and I've been open about that. Yeah. And this has been a terrible time for me with you know, attachments and things, and having to go to hospital and all of this kind of thing now.
And yet, actually, the support from people has been absolutely magnificent. And I don't think, actually, that I would have got that level of support from any other community. It's phenomenal. I've got people from our church who do support us and who are brilliant, actually, who help me, give me lifts and things like that.
Yeah.
And, but essentially, these people write and they say, "How are you today?" That makes a lot of difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the thing that makes it even more special is that, on the one hand, these people are complete strangers to me.
Yes.
Like I say, I've never met them before in my life. I can't always put a face to the name,
No.
and you know, they're complete strangers. They don't know me, I don't know them, and yet they love me to bits and they're supporting me and helping me through this.
Well, John, it's a pleasure talking to you tonight, and we just know that actually your CD is on the way.
I hope so, John.
Yeah, I hope.
I
listen,
really do hope so.
Listen, she sent it out. When it came to posting yours, we gave it special preeminence in the packaging, and we just said, please make sure this gets to him in Liverpool. Do you know what? I would have driven up and given it to you personally. Only, you know, you're in tier 3 at the moment, or are you in tier 2?
I'm working from home all week, so when the postman comes, I'll be in.
You'll be in. Excellent, John.
You're watching the door like a hawk.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
and then when you listen to it, all you've got to say is it's wonderful. That's all you've got to say. Nothing else. Do not say, "Oh, Sue's wonderful." None of that. None of that. Okay.
I just want to get it first, John.
Okay. Right, mate. Happy Christmas.
All right.
All the best. All the best. With your sister and your niece and all that, which is a COVID scare. And we're thinking of you in
God
that.
bless you too, and the rest of your family as well, John.
Thanks.
I know what you're going through. I know what you're going through at the moment, and you're constantly on my mind and constantly in my prayers. And I just want to know
Thank you, mate.
we all love you to bits.
Thank you, John, and bless you.
John.
Keep smiling, and we'll speak to you soon. Okay.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye bye now. Bye bye. What a nice man.
He's a lovely man.
What a lovely man. And that's it. Right. Excellent. Right now, and to that I will sing. I'm going to sing this Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Okay. Yes, it's number
Back to
2
the
on the
programme.
list.
What program? It's half an hour in.
Joan Remnant, you wanted this, and you wanted the bit at the beginning that you don't normally hear, and I'm afraid you're not going to hear it again tonight because Jonathan doesn't know it and didn't have time to learn it. So I apologise, but Somewhere Over the Rainbow is what you've got.
Over the rainbow, we're up high. There's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish
upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Where troubles melt like lemon drops way above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh why can't I?
Another JV Insta arrangement.
That was beautiful, beautiful. And this is from the man who said to me this morning, I'm not sure I can sing very much today, so I probably won't.
Yeah, okay. And now, yes, I don't know whether I can. So that's it. I genuinely don't. But part of the thing is because of I never knew whether opening my throat here would hurt because it cuts right into here, which you see there, into my throat there. It goes down and feeds in and out. So it's quite painful at times. But I'm on my painkillers. So hopefully within a week of the op, which was Wednesday.
It should have settled down soon.
And there's some, there's good news in the sense that they're already establishing my consultant that I had, who's no longer my consultant, made sure that he told the next consultant that I wanted that he said a decent thing would to be move him as quickly as possible away from the London one to the one in Farnborough, which is only 16 miles away, which I can get to in 22 minutes. So that will be by the end of the week, hopefully. And that will make life a lot more easy. I've got a lovely friend. I'll sing that song particularly for Rowena as well in the Isle of Wight. And Rowena, bless her heart, has just sent me a website which helps you to find alternative places to have dialysis, so that you don't, if you go away for a few days, which we're planning to do as soon as Christmas Day is finished, we'll go away for a few days and we're going to go sit by the sea, I think, and just allow a little bit of that to wash over us, although not
the sea, not the sea.
Sadly, we're not allowed any of that. But I sing that song for her and for Oz and for Fox, who live there, and kindness personified. And for so many of my friends on the Isle of Wight that I'm looking forward to seeing, including Adrian and Nicola, that we can. They're tier 1. Unbelievable. Yeah, all right. And you Gillian Hunkin down in Cornwall, having a great time. This one is for. This one is also for Sylvia Newman, who's really having a hard time of treatment at the moment in her home in South London, and for the whole of the Newman family who are looking after. And she's one of the first people on Wednesday to have the vaccine, so it will enable her family to look after her without having to worry about isolating. That's wonderful. That's wonderful news. I hope that they'll give it to me. If I'm there, I will take it in the arm quickly so that we can have a little bit of normality. This one for Jerry Slade. Now, Jerry wants this for his wife, and his wife's name has just eluded me.
No, I can't remember it. I'm sorry, Jerry.
And Jerry, we are very bad, and it's just, I will find it now. I'm not going to, where is it? Jerry. There we go. Sarah, sorry, forgive me, my brain's going as well. This is for Sarah, and this is on the album, the new album that so many of you have just been enjoying.
But not John.
But not John.
On high, hear my prayer, in my need. You have always been there. He's young, he's afraid. Let him rest. Heaven bless. Bring him home. Bring him home. Bring him home. He's like the sun I might have known if God had granted me a son. The summers die one by one, how soon they fly. On and I am old and will be young. Bring him peace, bring him joy. He's young, he's only a boy. You can take, you can give. Let him be. Let him live. If I die, let me die. Let him live. Bring him home. Bring him home. Bring him
Wonderful, wonderful stuff, wonderful stuff. I want to dedicate that also to lovely Owen and Linda Dutton, dear friends who first invited us to go to Barrow-in-Furness.
All the way up there.
All the way up there. We were at a concert in Rugby, weren't we? And Owen approached us and he said to me, would Jonathan ever consider going to Barrow-in-Furness? And I surprised him by saying, absolutely, he would love to go to Barrow-in-Furness. That's where he spent every summer holiday with his family. And we just said, invite us and we'll come. And that's what happened. And we had wonderful concerts up there. And because of him, we met Rachel and Claire And because of them, we're able to do these evenings. So well done.
It's the kind
Owen.
of
It's that
these-
sort of
the way that
sort of
that we call them God incidences,
Yes.
people call them coincidences. We welcome everybody tonight. People of faith, of no faith, of any faith, we welcome you to our Steinway Room. And as we always say, this is not a church, this is a body of people who meet together. We sing Christian songs. I never apologise about that, never will. I'm a Christian. I hold my hands up and say so. Many people in this group are, but many are not. And we welcome you because you are part of our community. When we all get together, there'll be so many, John will be meeting people that he's...
But as John said, we don't know what each other looks like.
No.
And we're going to have to wear name badges because apart from knowing what we look like, we aren't going to be wandering up to people going, and you are...
Right. I mean, just to say thank you to all of you who, Louise, Dave particularly, Louise and Peter, who put us forward for this award. And when the drum roll went on Monday, it was pretty terrific. Knowing that I was going up for an op on Wednesday and it was going into dark times, the album being released and people reading, we'll read a few in a minute just to these wonderful reviews that people have written. I've asked people to write one sentence. Have you got that accessible?
I can.
Have it accessible,
okay.
please, on the phone. I'm going to phone phone a friend now, and we know who we're going to phone next. Here it goes, and these people, I hope they're by the phone. Have you unmuted it, Sue? Thank you. Hello. Hello. Hello, Bonnie. Oh, she disappeared.
George, Bonnie, come on.
George, anybody?
Hello.
Hello.
You're not getting it. Bonnie, are you there? Oh, dear me, we can't get them.
Oh no, that's a sad thing.
Yeah, I think they're probably listening on the same device.
Yeah, she needs to move away from the speakers.
You need to move away from the speakers. If you can hear me now, you need to move away from the speakers and move into another room.
I can hear them, so...
Okay, I can't hear you, I'm afraid. Have you unmuted it?
Yes, darling.
Okay, we'll try again, and then we'll see if we can get you, okay? Here we go. I'm going to turn it off. We'll try one more time. Are you there? Just coming up with a yes. Sorry, everybody. We're just trying to do this, and it's very important. These are members of the community that have been with us for a long, long time. And, okay. We're going to try one more time. We're going to ring. And if we can't, we'll just give them a dedication.
Hello.
Hello! Hello, George! If we can't, we'll just give them a dedication.
Oh,
George?
turn your device off.
No, he can't.
Hello.
Hello!
George. Hi there.
Hello, George, are you there?
Turn your phone off.
Yep.
Right. So, George, can you do me a favour? Can you move away from the room that you're in?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, this is going to be tricky. Yeah, this is
Yep.
on a delay. So, George, can you move away from the room that you're in now and just speak to me on the phone like this normally in another room?
Yep. I've moved away from the room now where the
Right.
recording is being on. Yes.
Excellent. You can hear me now. Yes?
Yeah, good.
Yes.
Yes, excellent. Good. George, we just wanted to say to you and Bonnie, congratulations on years of ministry. And we hear you're retiring after Christmas. And this is your last Christmas. Is that right? He's on the delay. Yeah, he is.
That's correct, yes.
George, I think you are actually, I don't know quite what's happening. There's a major delay between you and us. You just have to answer the phone, not have it on the program. You just have to answer the phone, that's all. So if you can turn the program off somehow and just be on us, that's all we need.
I'm not hearing the phone, though.
No, I don't think so.
Where's your volume thing on this?
Sadly, I think we might have to ditch this attempt. This is the... Okay. Can you hear me now? No. We're going to have to ditch this. Right, guys. Okay. Here's what happened. We went to a church in a place called Warrington, and George and Bonnie have been there for, I don't know how many years. I wanted to find out from them. Mm-hmm. If you are hearing me, George, and you want to ring in, if you can ring me on my messenger that I just rung you on, then we might be able to have I don't know whether we can have a conversation a bit later on, but we've got to move on with the show. Anyway, but somebody asked, it was Michael Cooper who asked for this, wasn't it?
Yes.
Tell us that I can't, because you got the dedication.
So Michael, you asked for this because George and Bonnie have been ministering in your church and are good friends of yours, and as you said, they're going to be retiring just after Christmas, and so you suggested that they might like to hear the next song that Jonathan's going to sing.
Here we are.
Sounds like George might be trying to ring you.
Here we go. George, are you there? Oh, excellent. Are we there? Are we there together? Oh, my goodness, I can't. No, he's now shutting on my video. I just want audio, George. I think it's all gone. No, it's all gone mad. It's all gone mad. I'm afraid we're going to have to say no to this one. And we'll have to work it out another time. Yep, that's it. Okay,
Sing
there
them
we go.
the song.
I'm
Maybe do it after.
Can you mute the phone?
Yeah, I'm muting the phone.
Let's do it. So they asked for this one, and this one will be on volume 2.
Last night I lay a-sleeping, there came a dream so fair. I stood in old Jerusalem, beside the temple there. I heard the children sing, and ever as they sang, methought the voice of angels from heaven in answer rang. Methought the voice of angels from heaven in answer rang. Jerusalem, lift up your gates and sing, Hosanna in the highest, Hosanna to your King. And then methought my dream was changed, the streets no longer rang. Hushed with the glad hosannas, the little children sang. The sun grew dark with mystery, the morn was cold and chill, as the shadow of a cross arose upon a lonely hill, as the shadow of a cross arose upon a lonely hill. Jerusalem, hark how the angels sing, Hosanna in the highest, Hosanna to your King. And once again the scene was changed, new earth there seemed to be. I saw the holy city beside the tideless sea. The light of God was on the streets, the gates were opened wide, and all who might enter, and no one was denied. No need of moon or stars by night, or sun to shine by day. It was the new Jerusalem that would not pass away. It was the new Jerusalem that would not pass away. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, sing for the night is o'er. Hosanna in the highest, Hosanna forevermore. Hosanna in the highest,
I wouldn't say that. What?
Oh, we nearly went to a video.
Did we?
We nearly did, but we didn't quite.
Quite. I'm glad we didn't. Right.
6 minutes to.
6 minutes to. I'm going to do one and then a video. All right?
Okie dokie.
And because I'm going to do a little bit of Christmas, I'm going to sing this song. Next week we're going to have two guests. We're going to have Sharon Bai, who has been just a wonderful member of this community, who's helped Elizabeth Ormiston, and we're going to do. And hopefully Elizabeth's husband is now, as a result of the help she's got from particularly from Sharon, now this week is going to see her husband again come home on Friday. It was the first time she would have seen him in months. Mm-hmm. And it's a very emotional thing, and we thank Sharon for her tireless work with her brother who's in hospital, with all the work that she's doing for homes and everybody else. She's trying to help me and advise me on things that will help me for my kidneys, and it's an example of what the community can do. It's what the award essentially was about. And when the award was made, it was not an award for me, and it was obviously an award for Sue.
You're just bitter and twisted.
Yeah, I am. But it wasn't an award, and it genuinely, this isn't one of those moments when I go, and I'd like to thank my mother, and I'd like to say, and it really isn't about me, it's about you. This
But it's
time,
true.
It's true. It's about the community and what the community can do. Talking of which, the community can do, sending
Yes.
Chris by.
Sharon mentioned that her brother is in a room and will be staying in the room for Christmas. She normally decorates the room, and she wasn't able to do that. So the staff in the hospital room are going to be putting the Christmas tree up and so on. So she felt a bit sad about that and said, really hope that he gets some cards. Well, we can help her with that. And so she's put the address on the post. And so if you look for Sharon By, and you will see Chris By, and you can send him a Christmas card. And Chris was at university with Jonathan, and he's
Back
been
in 1924.
he's been a quadriplegic for a number of years, so he's stuck in a room on his own, and he would love to hear from you guys. So.
The arrangement I did. I'm going to be singing for the prisoners hopefully this Christmas.
In the bleak midwinter, frosty wind made moan. Earth stood hard as iron, water like stone. Snow had fallen, snow on snow, snow on or as I am. If I were a shepherd, I would bring a lamb. If I were a wise man, I would do my part. Yet what I can, I give you. Since the day the angel came, it seemed that everything had changed. The only certain thing was the child that moved within, on the road that would not end, winding down to Bethlehem, so far away from home. Just a blanket on the floor of a vacant cattle store. But there the child was born. She held him in her arms, and as she laid him down to sleep, she wondered, will it always be so bitter yet so sweet? And did she see there in the straw by his head a thorn? And did she smell myrrh in the air on that starry night? Then the words of ancient seers tumble down the centuries. A virgin shall conceive, God with us, Prince of Peace. Land of sorrow, strangest name, O Joseph, there it comes again. So bitter yet so sweet. And did she see there in the straw by his head a thorn? And did she smell myrrh in the air on that starry As she watched him through the years, her joy was mingled with her tears, and she'd feel it all again, the glory and the shame. And when the miracles began, she wondered, who is this man? And where will this all end? till against the darkening sky the sun she loved was lifted high, and with his dying breath she heard him say, Father, forgive, and to the criminal beside to stay with me in paradise. So bitter yet so sweet, and did she see her in the straw by his bed of thorn? And did she smell myrrh in the air on that starry night? And did she hear angels sing not so far away, till at last the sun rose blood red in the morning sky?
Well, I hope you enjoyed that animation. That was, I think, directed by my son and
Yep.
animated by a friend of his. We got it done last year. And
The year before last, I think.
And we want you to know that is free to use. If you'd like to use that for your church carol service, anywhere online, just take it, use it, okay? That you don't have to, you have our permission to do
Basically,
so.
you just need to contact me on sue@jonathanvera.com, and a number of you are asking if you can use it. Yes, you are very
we would
welcome
love you
to
to
use
use
it.
it.
We'd love you to use
It's
it.
a beautiful thing.
So you need to contact me because it's not on YouTube, and I can give you the
Vimeo.
link.
Okay? And you can use that for a service, online service, whatever you want to do. It's a really effective tool. We have very special guests with us, Pete and Christine Windmill on the line. Are you there, guys?
We're here.
We're here, yes.
Excellent. Well, we've just spoken to Bonnie Rogers, Bonnie and George, and we couldn't get them on the phone, but we're going to see if at the end of the programme we just get them in, slip them in at the end, just because they've been involved in ministry for so long. And you've been involved in ministry for so long as well, haven't you?
Yeah, but very different.
Tell us about that. Tell us about both of yourselves. I want to hear about both of you.
Go on, Christine, you first.
Okay, well, our actual ministry is with and for people with learning disabilities, specifically adults with learning disabilities.
That's quite interesting, isn't it? Yeah, okay, so it's adults, not children.
That's right. Now, we know that families are affected by every single member of their families, and when a baby is born into a family and they have a learning disability, it's something that's going to be with them for life. But it makes them who they are, just as you and I and each one of us have our own personality, our own likes and dislikes. And anyway, what we do is to work with churches to help them be not just welcoming, but accessible in every way. And we can talk about that a bit more.
But Christine, what about, first of all, we always like to know about the people. We always like to know who are you? What do you like? What's your favourite colour? That kind of thing, you know.
What's my favourite colour? Well, it's purple. You know, when I'm old, I wear purple.
Yes. That's my granddaughter's favourite colour. That is her favourite colour.
And ours.
Yeah, and ours probably is, but mine probably further towards blue, but a purpley blue. But,
okay. All right. So that's your favourite colour. What do you like doing in your time off? What do you do, Christine, when you're? What drives you?
Okay. Well, I have to say that for me, the last 8-9 months haven't been as difficult as it has for Pete, because I'm more of an introvert, and therefore I can fill my time quite happily around the house, because normally we'd have been travelling a lot, just as you would normally, Jonathan. So we would be travelling, but no, I've loved being at home. I like drinking coffee. Yeah, a glass of wine's nice too, but just reading. Not that I get much time for doing that, because we have still been very busy these last few months anyway. Yeah. But No, I am very much committed to family, but they don't live locally.
That's sad,
Yeah.
isn't it? Have you seen much of them? No, not at all.
Not a lot, although we did see some today. We've got one part of the family, the eldest son and his family live in London,
Yes.
and the younger one lives in Birmingham. So you can imagine with the
Split between living in Newbury, you're right in the middle, aren't you?
yeah, absolutely. But you know, for me, it's driven me nuts these months.
I'm with
because
you,
when-
mate. I'm with you.
I love being with people.
Oh.
And it's only got me.
Yeah, just got
I know
Christy.
it must drive her crazy. I've spoken to you on the phone a bit, and you've obviously driven me crazy already. So you know, but no. What have you done? What have you done in these times? What have you done? What have you passed your time with?
Well, personally, it's been out in the garden and painting and a lot of things like that. But
Is your house now perfect?
well, I wouldn't say it's perfect, not by a long shot, because I've spent most of the time outside.
Yeah.
We have an incredibly steep bank at the back of our garden that goes up higher than the house.
Oh my
and
goodness.
climbing up there to get the weeds out has been fun.
Yeah.
I hope my best he does it.
So, Christine, do you lock him out at about 9 o'clock in the morning and don't let him back in until about 6?
Well,
Is that
no,
what happens?
the thing is that I don't like to leave the house if he's up there. It's dangerous. And then he started digging a hole behind the edge of the bank and built a shed there. But in order to get the foundations in, there he was in the bottom of this hole. And I was thinking, if I go out, then the whole bank might collapse on him. But mind you, what could I have done on my own?
And you know, there's a spiritual lesson there for us all, isn't there? Let's pray. Anyway, no. Sorry. So now, you obviously are very passionate people about this ministry that you've been involved in. And tell us about, you were involved in Prospects for some time.
That's
but
right.
Which was a different type of charity.
Well, no, it was actually doing the same thing for me.
Right.
The charity as a whole used to support people in living, but there was a small part of the charity that used to work with churches and the festivals and all of those things. And the charity merged with another one called Livability that do some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
But Christine and I began to feel more and more that we should be setting out on our own. And that's kind of scary because, hey, we could have both retired this year. But 3.5 years ago, we felt God calling us, which for some people may seem very strange, but a real sense that God had something new for us to do. So it's new in the sense that we're on our own. There are 2 of us, and we have a lovely lady called Jonica from the Netherlands who's beginning to work with us now.
Thankfully, she isn't in the Netherlands. She's in Portsmouth.
That's useful.
Passion to see guys with learning disabilities have the same opportunities that you do, I do, every man and woman on the street, to know who Jesus is, to understand that he's for them, and that they can grow in him as well. Now, if you and I walk into a church or into a bookshop, we might be able to read, we might be able to understand what is being said. But what happens if you can't read? What happens if at the church they say, please turn to page 33, and you haven't got a clue what that is about? We want to make the good news about Jesus as accessible as is possible. So as part of that, we train churches, we equip them, not just to be able to listen and speak to people so that they feel welcome, but what we are doing is accessible so they can understand in their own way what this Jesus is all about.
Because we have such a complicated language, don't we, in church?
Yeah.
Who
understands it? I mean, I don't. I mean, I do, and I've been in it all my life.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Yeah.
The language of Zion. For those of you out there who haven't got a clue, it's called the language of Zion. And we use these little phrases and little catchphrases that we know what we mean, but it's exclusive language, and it doesn't mean anything. Hey, you don't even have to have major learning disabilities. You can actually not just be able to read or understand concepts to not understand what's going on. So
right. I firmly believe that if you can make a church accessible to a person with learning disabilities, you've made it accessible to most people.
Yeah, that's
and not about dumbing down.
No.
It's about simplifying.
Look, we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to that. We're gonna pick up right from there. All right. And just stay on the phone. We're gonna sing the song that you know. I know. We've got to do it. And actually, it's a bit about what you do. You go and put an arm around somebody in a pew who doesn't understand, and you say, "Let me help you understand."
Yeah.
And this, you've got a friend, Trust. Can I just point out everybody? Can we put that on the screen? You've got a friend, Trust. Now, he's got money. We put money into this. Other people have been generous and wanted to put money in. But what we have not got this week, from what I understand, is applications to give that money away. Now, we want this to be, we don't want the charity to have loads of money.
Nope.
What we want is a throughput. That means it comes in and it goes out. So that this week, we will be giving our money, 25% of what we have, to this charity, Count Me In, with Pete and Christine. And we'll be giving 25% of whatever you give us, we will give. But in addition to that, you can give. But if you see somebody that you know needs help, can you please get it's on the screen.
Just flag it up to us.
Just flag it up. And if you feel you can't do that, flag it up to us. We will flag it up. Rise and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. Sing it, man. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come. Yes, I will.
You've got a friend.
If the sky above you grows dark and full of clouds, and that whole north wind begins to blow, keep your head together now and call my name out loud, and soon I'll be knocking at your door. Sing it with Sue now, come on. You just
Call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again.
winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. Now, ain't it good to know that you got a friend when people can be so cold? They'll hurt you and desert you and take your soul if you let them, but don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come sweet darling,
You've got a friend.
my darling.
You've got a
Last
friend.
time.
You've got a
Frank,
friend.
one time.
You've got a
One more
friend.
time. You've got a friend. So if you know anybody that could really do with an arm around them right now, you contact them. Contact this number that's up there right
Well,
now.
it's the address.
The address.
It's I think it's Got a Friend, isn't it? Yes. Thanks, Rachel.
Thanks, Rachel.
It's
Sorry about that.
it's gotafriend2020@gmail.com. And before we move on, Rachel is mortified.
Why?
She caught the mute button just briefly, and that's why you lost your sound. So the poor girl's beating herself up, but
Don't
we
beat
love her
yourself
so
up,
much.
Rachel.
She's
We
working
shall-
so
we shall,
hard.
in the after party,
She's
we shall look
exhausted.
after you.
She's
Now,
exhausted.
Christine and Pete. Well,
Yes.
welcome back. Did you sing along there?
We didn't, because we weren't sure if we come through on the speaker.
You were absolutely right, and if you did, I would have had to have told you. I would have had to call the police. You know what it's like, you know.
Absolutely.
Jonathan, could I just say, thinking about what just happened,
Yes.
and we all make mistakes,
Yeah.
so often in life we are known for what we can't do,
Or what we get
or
wrong.
what we get wrong, rather than what we can do.
Yes.
And I suppose that's another part of what we try and do. We try and celebrate the things that people can do rather than running them down for what they can't.
It's a beautiful
Whether
thing.
in society or in the church as a whole, so often it's, well, what car have you got? What job have you got? What position do you hold? What do you do?
Yeah.
And there are so many wonderful things that our friends with learning disabilities can do, where if we help and encourage and support, they have gifts. Mm-hmm. And when we look at that in the church context, within what we as church call the body, then it talks about the gifts being there for the building up and the encouragement of all. We've seen that through the JV community, where people have supported one another. We've accepted each other as we are. And for many of my friends with a learning disability, they are not accepted as they are. They are sneered at. And we haven't got time to go into that now, but I had the job that I never wanted, partly because of that attitude, where unwittingly I judged somebody who was different from me because they didn't conform. They didn't do things the way I did it. And boy, did I fall down fast. And when, through a number of God incidences, I ended up with the job I had with Prospects, I had a hard lesson to learn at first. That each and every one of us, bringing it to the Christian perspective, we believe that we're created in the image of God, everybody. Then that's in Genesis. So many mean to Psalm 139, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. It doesn't say if you're like me, if you're like you, we are fearfully and wonderfully made, every one of us. That's exciting.
Yeah. I mean, you're very passionate about this. Christine, tell us a bit about the issues. What are the issues that you are facing your people are facing in getting understanding? Just tell us a little bit about those.
Well, firstly, Pete was saying that if a person with a learning disability is in a church, etc., 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 well, they've got to get there in the first place.
Yes.
Most of us have the ability to read and find out what's going on in different places, and we can get on a bus or call a taxi or drive a car or just walk to where we want to go.
Yeah.
People with learning disabilities, on the whole, and you can't generalise because every experience is different, but on the whole, would not have the information or the ability to put those decisions of what they'd like into action. You know, if you're depending on care staff to take you somewhere, it can be very difficult. But also, we were saying about not being able to read. That's a big thing. These days, for those of you who are in churches, maybe you either have a whole pile of books given to you when you get into church, or you have a screen. And I bet on that screen there's an awful lot of words. And those words are very often put in capitals
Yes.
and small print. Why do we use capitals so much?
Yeah.
When children learn to read, when we learn to read, we find it easier to read a flow of writing that is in lowercase letters, not capitals.
This is deeply practical stuff, isn't it?
Absolutely. Look, there is something that each of us can do. And it isn't a case of having a calling to do this work necessarily. It's a case of looking out for people and touching base. I mean, we had a friend who is no longer with us. He loved EastEnders. Now, I've only ever seen a little bit of EastEnders. It's usually those trailers at Christmas when someone's going to get murdered or whatever, I don't know. Precisely. But you see, if you wanted to talk to him, you would talk about EastEnders. No. And then somehow, if you wanted to talk about God, God is just as real to him as EastEnders. Now, okay, God is real and EastEnders isn't, but you get the drift.
Yes, I do.
We find a point of contact with people, and we want to have fun with people, not just to be serious. Take them seriously, their situations, their needs. But everyone needs a bit of fun, and we would advocate that. Laughter is so much better for you than frowning, isn't it?
Well, but do you find when I said the issues, I was also hinting at, are the churches resistant to this kind of change?
They don't necessarily recognise that there is change that needs to be made. Pete, what would you add to that?
I think part of the challenge is that many of our vicar schools, our ministers' schools, the training that they have don't really focus on any of this stuff at all.
No.
It's about producing the sermon. It's about getting theology right. And hey, I'm not knocking any of that. We need that. Yeah. And as churches, we desperately need that. But we have lost the art of telling stories. I know somebody called Jesus who used to tell an awful lot of stories. Yes. We seem to have lost the art of telling the story. And if we can help people to go on a journey into the amazing stories that there are in the Bible, we begin to help them to understand. We love doing impromptu dramas. And one of the most wonderful services we ever did was with a church that this was not a service for the disabled, for the adults with learning disabilities. It was a service for everyone. And we got everybody in the church, in the boat, in the storm, and we had an absolute riot.
Brilliant.
But what we ended up with being then to bring it back at the end and explain what that story was about, that Jesus is with you in the boat. Yes. Very simple, but actually it's a very profound thing. He will put his arm around you just like we can put our arm around each other. But the other thing as well, I don't know how many people have heard of the New International Version of the Bible.
New International Readers.
No. But there is actually a New International Readers Version of the Bible and an accessible edition of that, which I had the privilege of working with Biblica on, because I said we want drawings, like the Good News Bible.
Yes.
Adult drawings, not childish drawings, a Bible that is for adults.
It's so interesting. I remember the Good News Version. I remember one picture, bearing one another's burdens. Do you remember that? Do you remember that Good News Bible? I remember the picture when I was a young boy. When it came out, Good News Bible came on, and all the scholars said, "Oh, rubbish Bible." And I came out, and I remember that, from that time, that one picture, bear one another's burdens. And it's a picture of somebody helping somebody else.
The one thing I did say to them is we need the drawings by the stories, not just skits littered throughout the Bible. But the New Testament is there. Psalms are going to come out early next year.
Brilliant. And so churches listening and ministers listening right now can help. They can help their PCCs and their diaconate and various other people.
Yes. Give us a call. We would love to help.
What are what are the solutions and how can we help? That's those two. So split that between you and let's find a way through this.
I think it is spending time with guys with learning disabilities and just listening to them. Now, having said that, some don't talk, so you're going to have to find out other ways of communicating, but listen to them, find out what it is that they need.
Right. Yeah. And how can we help, Christine? How can we help?
How can you mean the JV community help?
We in the JV community listening.
Right.
Can we give? Can we improve the way that we interact with our, that kind of thing? We want solutions.
On a practical level, yes, of course. We all need to look out for people with learning disabilities, and I don't mean saying, aren't they sweet, or, oh, they need my help, but actually recognising them as human beings. And yes, if there are ways in which we can support, do so, but without patronising. Yeah. But yes, of course, we're a small charity. We need money.
Yeah, don't be bashful. We need money. The charities need money. So just ask for it, and people will give. That's what happens in this community. It doesn't have to be much, but loads of people giving a small amount helps.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we are far too bashful about, we can go and spend money on coffees and meals and everything else. And sometimes you just go, I'll give 10 quid. And if everybody gave 10 quid, then kaboom. Yeah. You've got support for X amount of months, or you've got resource materials.
Precisely. Yeah.
No, that's absolutely.
And the charity is called Count Everyone In.
Everyone
I love that.
In.
I like that. It's a nice. It's very positive.
Do you like the look?
Yeah, I do. It rings quite well. Because when we were looking for a name for charity, it's very difficult to get it. And Sue Rinaldi found ours, because we sing "You've Got a Friend," so you've got a friend trust. This one, Count Everyone In. It is very inclusive. It's about that. I like having people like you on, you guys, because you often work, you travail in the quiet, in private. Often people don't see you. And your ministry is often not rewarded terribly hugely. So people don't go, oh, well, it's a huge national, international ministry. But what you're doing is just ploughing away. And we love having people like you on with passion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we are, I encourage people out there, if they can they contribute 10, 15, 20 pounds? That would make a lot of difference to your charity and to the people who you will be reaching. Look, guys, have you got a final signing off little bit, and then we're going to go on?
I think the final thing would be from me is contact us if you want to know more. We have a monthly newsletter. We need people to pray. Yes, we need people to give, but we also need people to say, do you know what? Can you help us as a church to be more accessible? Come and help us to do that.
And to remember that in your community, for every 1,000 people, there are likely to be 20 with a learning disability. And therefore, they're on our doorstep.
And they're
here with us, right?
Yes.
And the mental health issues with adults with learning disability is even higher than with the general population.
Yeah. We got that. Thank you, Pete and Christine. It's been a pleasure having you on. Thank you for coming on, and we hope that you continue for many years in this and helping so many people. God bless you.
Yeah, love to you both.
Yeah.
Thank you, and to you.
Bye.
Now. Bye-bye. Let's have the video.
Here we go.
The streets are full of people hurrying along, buying things and making plans. It's such a busy season, it's such a busy time. It's easy to forget how it began. You've chosen all the presents, written all the cards, hung the lights around the Christmas tree. Well, with all the celebrating, it's easy to lose sight of the star that's shining there for you and me. To give love is the greatest gift of all. To give hope is the reason and the rhyme. To find joy and peace is the wonder of it all. To give love is the Christ in Christmas time. So keep your heart in heaven, though your feet are on the earth, and hear the greatest story ever told. It's all about a baby, from a cradle to a cross. It's a story of the Savior of the world. To give love is the greatest gift of all. To give hope is the reason and the rhyme. To find joy and peace is the wonder of it all. To give love is the Christ in Christmas time. Unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, Prince of Peace. To give love is the greatest gift of all. To give hope is the reason and the rhyme. To find joy and peace is the wonder of it all. To give love is the Christ in Christmas time. To find joy and peace is the wonder of it all. To give love is the Christ in Christmas time.
And another beautiful video, another beautiful song. Again, if you want to use that in your church, please feel free. But thanks to our son Nick for making a great job of that. That was fantastic.
Which album is it from?
From the Christmas album, the only Christmas album that you will ever need.
Who's this song for?
Chloe, you asked for this one, Just a Closer Walk with Thee. And she said, for anyone going through a difficult time, remember that you are walking closer to Jesus every step that you take, however small. Wise words, Chloe.
I let me walk with thee.
Through this world of toils and snares, if I falter, Lord, who cares? Who with me my burden shares? None but thee, none but thee, dear Lord. Just a closer walk with thee, granted Jesus, this my plea. I'm daily walking close with thee.
Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. When I feel life is over, time for me will be no more.
Guide me gently, safely home
To thy shore, to thy kingdom shore. Just a closer walk with thee, granted Jesus, this my plea. I'm daily walking close with thee. Let it be, dear Lord, oh, just a closer walk with thee, granted Jesus, this my plea. I'm daily walking close with thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be.
Lovely song from Hymns Project 2.
This one for a dear lady who must be
My opposite number.
your opposite number.
So she's my son's mother-in-law. And so Jill, bless you, my darling, you have a birthday tomorrow, and your husband reminded us of this fact. So
So
we're
you get
happily
two verses. Time is going.
singing happy birthday to you tomorrow.
O Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider the works thy hand hath made, I see the stars, I hear the mighty thunder, thy path throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When Christ shall come with shout of acclamation and take me home, what joy shall fill my heart. Then shall I bow in humble adoration, and
something.
Yeah, I turned the top F then. Did you hear that?
Obviously, the dialysis has done you no harm whatsoever. No harm whatsoever.
So we look forward to it tomorrow. Right.
So, I would just like to remind you that we have the shop on the Jonathan Vera website. Many of you are availing yourself of that, and thank you very much. And of course, we have the new album.
John Greenwood.
At last, it arrived in 10 rather large boxes, and I spent the week with Ruth diving into the boxes, and we were stripping the cellophane off and sticking them in envelopes and all the rest of it. So it was a busy, busy week, but it was worth it to send it all out. And so, yes, 13 sacks went off to the post office. And I apologise to those of you who found that your cases were broken. Please, could you just let me know if that's the case? Because if it's due to the quality of the cases, then we need to get that sorted. If it's actually to do with the quality, if it's to do with the quality of the Royal Mail, not a lot I can do about that. But I do apologise, and I'm happy to send you replacement cases if that would make sure that it stays in pristine condition. However, it did not take away from the beauty, the stunning beauty of the album, and it's obviously very much appreciated by all those who have received it, and those of you who haven't, well, you can enjoy it.
So a few reviews.
I haven't got time for those, my darling. But
absolutely fabulous album.
Yes.
A real credit to everyone involved. The only album only CD you will need. Finally got ourselves a few so listening to JV, love it. Sounded so rich, beautiful, elegant, sophisticated from Martin Hughes, and understated. This album is a rework classics together with hitherto lesser-known gems, provides something for everyone, and would make a great addition to any music collection. I was one of the lucky ones. My CD arrived to Marion Hornby on Friday morning. It is wonderful and superb. Quite thrilled with it. I was pleased. And one more. We loved Sue mainly. I loved everything about the CD. A good mix of songs, says Ruth Southgate. Arrangements and backings were excellent. So pleased that Sue was included. Her singing was great. No, Jonathan, you did very well. Seriously, everyone. It's so many, 172 different. Helen Coleman said, sublime CD, eclectic mix of songs showcasing Jonathan's voice in a variety of song styles, doing what he does best. The musicians sympathetically ease effortlessly in accompanying the varying styles of this CD. Lastly, the duets with Sue are outstanding. Bravo, everyone connected with this CD. And the reviews have been quite stunning. So
they have been absolutely stunning. So just buy it if you haven't, and if you haven't got, and review it if you can, and buy extra copies to give away to people, because this is the only place where you can get them, guys. You cannot get them in record companies. It is not available through Christian bookshops. However much they would like it, they do not have it. We are the only people who have this CD. So make sure you go onto the website and avail yourself of that. Now, Rachel's indicating to me that I have a number of notices to go through here.
Did you also talk about the Christmas album?
That's what we're doing.
Okay.
So it gives me this slot to do, but he doesn't give me time to do it. So the techs have wonderfully put up a notice board, and on that notice board they have put all the kind of notices that have been coming out this evening. It's all up there from 9:45 onwards, and as they've said, it's message.me/JV Live Tech, and they can answer your questions there. So just chat to them and make sure that it's for the latest notice board updates, or to get in touch with us to find out technical information. So our wonderful tech team are making themselves available to you, as well as putting all the notices up that we have got, because I know we go through it so quickly you can't remember what it is, so that's fine. Now Christmas is coming. Our Christmas service is going to be on the 20th, which is in 2 weeks' time. It's going to be a wonderful evening. We have an hour of a service where we're going to we have asked people to read lessons. We have asked people to do prayers and someone to do a little chat. And it's going to be a wonderful evening of carols and wonderful.
And everybody, and it's people from the community. We've asked everybody from the
everyone
community.
Everyone is within the community. Okay. And it's going to be a wonderful evening, and we would love you to join us. And then once we've done that first hour, we're going to encourage you to get your mince pies out and your mulled wine and your coffee and your Horlicks, and then we're going to have a party. And we're going to sing all kinds of songs that you can join in with. We're going to do performance items.
Sue's going to sing, because the star is born over here. Just that we're close.
I think he's getting very bitter and twisted. And we're going to have a great time. So we are all looking forward to that. And hopefully the lights won't try and take centre stage from behind Jonathan as they were tonight. So that's the Christmas service. The next one is thank you so much for those of you who have contributed to the PayPal and to our ministry as you've gone along. We are very, very grateful for that. For those of you who would perhaps still like to contribute, you can either do it through PayPal, which is paypal.me/Jonathan Vera, all one word. But some people don't like using PayPal. That's fine. By all means, use our address, which is sue@jonathanvera.com. And that can be used for any queries that you've got. It can also be used for you to say, I've ordered such and such a CD. Please could Jonathan dedicate it to my mum Lucy or whatever. So just give us the information and we will do it for you. Not a problem.
Christmas CD. I forgot that. Did you mention the Christmas CD?
I haven't finished.
Oh, right. Okay. Just checking.
So jonathanvera.com is the actual address that you need to go to for the for all the stock for the shop. We have the Christmas CD, Mr. Vera. We have the one and only Christmas CD that you're going to want, Oh Holy Night. We have the Live in London CD, which is a CD and a free DVD. So that's a fantastic product. And then you've got things like the Hymns Project 2, which came out around March time, which has got some fantastic songs on it. Hymns Project 1. We have the books that are very funny and very easy to read, very, very user-friendly, the books. As far as costs are concerned, the books and the majority of the CDs are just £8, and you won't get them cheaper anywhere else. The Hymns Project stuff is at £10. The Lockdown Sessions is £12 because it's new. And if you buy 3 items of anything, we will give you a free gift. So we will just pop that into the bag for you. And that's going to be fantastic because you're going to have a free gift that you can either keep or give away to someone as an extra present. So Jonathan will sign them before we send them out. As I say, if you want a dedication, then you just ask us on sue@jonathanvera.com. Anything else that you want me to say? Oh, please, yes, Rachel, go back to the that's it, the Facebook group. We have loved being part of this Facebook group, and we have personally had fantastic support, and I know that a lot of people have. So come along, join in. Terrible jokes from various people like John Dick, Peter Day, but hey, they brighten up the day. We have an early risers group that just chat to one another first thing in the morning. We have another night owls group now that chat to people, chat to one another late at night. And we have, of course, the Pointy Sticks Corner, who encourage one another with our knitting and our crochet and so on. And if you can think of another little group that you want to start up, then please do. But the Face group is fabulous. And so just come along, join in, answer the questions, and you're in. I think we're done. I'm sorry, I get quicker and quicker at doing this each week. But what can I say? We have a lot to say between the two of us.
Here we go. I'm heading off to my dialysis tomorrow morning very early. And so we think everybody, as they're heading off to their whatever it is, their treatments.
Yes, whatever you've got. For Davina, your birthday this week on Wednesday. For Marion, this one's for you. Your birthday's on the 11th, whichever day that is.
Go peaceful in gentleness through the violence of these days. Give freely, show tenderness in all your ways.
Through darkness, in troubled times, let holiness be your aim. Seek wisdom, let faithfulness burn like a flame.
God speed you, God lead you, and keep you
wrapped around his heart.
May you be known God hold you,
enfold you, and keep you wrapped around his heart. May you be known
my Lord. Be lovely being with you again tonight.
Indeed.
We'll be there again next week,
We will.
God willing.
We will.
Or DV, as my mother would say.
Yes.
Another mum.
We'll be here.
The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you and give you his peace. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you and give you his peace and give you his peace. The
Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord turn his face toward you. The Lord bless you and keep you
and be gracious to you.
The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord turn his face toward you.
The
Lord bless you and keep you and be gracious to you and be gracious to you.
The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you. The
Lord bless you and
keep you and give you his peace and give you his peace. And the Rogers will phone you next week. Bless you. Have a good week.
Bless you, everyone. Have a great week.
See you then.
Bye.